Hello there, and welcome to yet another unboxing. Kind of wearing the same clothes. I wonder why that is. It's kind of almost like sometimes we record these back to back. Anyway, it's a brand new video. Let's have a look at what we have in this one. So, okay. Oh, hello. This is Living Planet, which actually I have not heard an awful lot of buzz about. Funny really, it's by Christoph Bollinger, who did Archipelago, which was a really popular game, and a lot of the elements of this look quite similar. So hey, looking forward to getting a look at this one. What's up next? And we're back with a couple more things to unbox. What do we have this time round? We have got a couple of parcels. These are both, I already know what's in these. They're both going to be older things, so don't expect to see any brand new games here being unboxed, but let's get straight to it. Let's start with the smaller one, because I'm quite excited about this one, but it's the larger one I'm really excited about. So this one is Duelosaur Island. I've been looking out for this one for a little while, and it just was so cheap that I could not resist it anymore. But anyway, that's enough of that one. Let's get on to this one, because this is something I've had my eye on since the turn of the year. Like I said, I already know what it is, and I'm very excited about it. And also, it's something that during this pandemic that we're currently going through, it will probably keep me amused, as it offers a one-player mode. Okay, first of all, Core Space Galactic Corpse. Should be an interesting one to look at. But then we also have the main course, which is Core Space itself. This one looks really interesting. I actually talked about it on one of the podcasts recently and about how excited I am about this game. So to get my hands on it is really exciting. So let's get to it. Let's look at what's in these. Okay, let's actually take a look inside Living Planet and see what we have. I really like the artwork on the front. Really nice looking. Just very nicely presented. Ugh. Go get the cellophane wrap off. Again, I am not reading the backs of these anymore because it takes way too long, because it's far more fiddlier than you'd usually expect. Okay, wow. Okay. Is this... Ah, thank God. It's two different languages, and that means this is all going to be one long thing. I think one thing I did hear about this game is it is tremendously complex. I mean, Archipelago I could handle, so I imagine this will be just fine. Quite a long one there. Then we got some punch boards with lots of tokens on. How easy are they punching it out? Fairly easy-ish. More tokens, and I'm guessing more tokens, although I know these make up your map pieces on the board, much like in Archipelago, so I'm guessing there's going to be quite a few of these. I do know, actually, there was a Kickstarter version of this, so there was a deluxe version of this. I don't know what was actually in there, though. Unfortunately, I missed the Kickstarter and didn't really keep up to date with what was on there. But it looks like in this version, you still get the wooden pieces in here, so that's cool. You've got the silica gel in there as well. Let's get a closer look at these, because they're all kind of interesting shapes. I'm guessing that's some sort of Land Rover. You know, one of those rover things they send down to the planets. These look kind of like mushrooms almost. Again, like I said, these are all wooden pieces, but a very nice shade of green there. I like that. I'm guessing this is another vehicle of some sort. Let's have a look. Some sort of transport, I suppose. Some sort of vehicle. Anything more in here? Yep, you've got just standard hexagonal things. This is probably going to be a resource of some sort there. And I have one more bag of wooden bits. So, like I said, this is not the deluxe version, so it's good to know you have your little people there as well. It's good to know you're still getting quality parts, even though this is not a deluxe version of the game. Oh, more wooden parts, more people in there. I don't think I need to get those out to show you. And wooden round markers there. Again, I won't bother getting those out. Oh my god, there's more! Okay. Some other resource. These kind of look like they could be a barrel or something. An oil maybe, or something along the lines of that. Some coloured cubes. Good god. Another resource of some sort. This one's kind of like a salmony pinky colour. More people. And more wooden people. And little blue electric bolts of some sort. And yet, more people. My guess is some of these are probably going to be spares. Now, I threw this to one side a second ago. Let's have a look at what these are. These look like they could be player boards or player references of some sort. So, they're shields. So, you bend the corners, and there you go. You have your own little shield. So, there's obviously going to be hidden information in here, much like in Archipelago. They did have these in there as well. And then you have some cards. Let's have a look at those in a second, because we have some dice here. Oh, I know what I'm going to say about these. They are all different, but it looks like they're... No, they are actually engraved. I thought it seemed like, to begin with, even holding them in my hands, that they were just printed on. And I don't like how they come off over in time, but these are good. These aren't too shabby. They're not the best. Like I said, not too shabby. Now, let's have a look finally at these cards. There's a lot to go through on this game. There's a lot of components in here, so it looks all quite meaningless with just pictures of dice on. I would not even be able to begin speculating at what any of this does. Lots of symbology on there. I don't know how easy that's going to be to understand, but anyway, god, that was a big one. Living Planet. Very much looking forward to getting this to the table because I'm a big fan of Archipelago. Okay, next up we have got Duelosaur Island. Let's take a look at this. One of the things that strikes straight away is this kind of wonderful, almost 80s style colour scheme that you've got for this. I mean, it's pretty obvious what this game's going to be about already. I'm already a big fan of Pandasaurus games. They made, oh, what was it called? Dead Man's Cabal last year, which I really enjoyed. But this one, apart from Dinosaur Island, I think this is the other one I was looking at. Dinosaur Island is the sister game of this one. So this one actually has a solo game mode as well by the looks of things. So again, an appropriate game possibly for this. So a rulebook first of all. How is this one looking? Really chunky fonts. This looks really easy to read. Doesn't look too complex. Like that, good start already. Ooh, this is nice. You've actually got kind of like the indented kind of boards, so tokens can go into those and will actually stay in. Again, loving the colour scheme for this game. Really bright. Got a few of those by the looks of it. So you can play a 2-player game of this. So you've got 2 boards. You then have some tokens, which hopefully punch out. They're a little solid, but they punch out just fine. What's this? Is this a score? Oh right, it's kind of like a few trackers. Tracks how many visitors there are going into your parks, the excitement levels. And what's that? Public relations. Okay. And then I'm guessing this here is, it's sort of a board, a phase 2, and a couple of things to put, well, various cards I imagine and things like that. Oh yes, I was not expecting this. So big chunky dice. I like this a lot already. Fair enough, it's not index, these are transfers put onto here, so there's a chance these may fade or scratch off over time. But I mean, they look really nice. They're kind of like translucent yellow colour, piss colour pretty much, but still very nice all the same. Really like that. Then what else do we have in here? We've got your standard Corpse in brown and purple. I mean, the component quality is marvellous for this. Really, really cool. Really enjoying this. And I'll leave the cards till last because we have a nice velveteen bag. Okay, cards. Let's see what we have. So, here we go. So, looks like you've got a dinosaur on the top half and you've got kind of an attraction underneath by the looks of it on these cards. My guess is you get to use one or the other maybe, or something along the lines of that. So you're pretty much in this game, if you haven't been able to tell already, you're kind of building a dinosaur theme park by the looks of it. Like I say, I've kind of seen this around. I know Daryl is a real fan of this game. He hasn't, I don't think he's played it yet, but he's been following it and enjoying the look of it for a while, and it looks like then you've got a number of people you could possibly hire, I'm guessing. Yeah, looks really cool. Again, the artwork for this is just awesome. Really, really cool. And then finally, it looks like you've got some help cards here. So yeah, very nice. That is Duelosaur Island. Next is on the menu. Well, we have Core Space. Like I said, this is the game which I have been really excited about. There's essentially been 2 games recently that have been hard to come across that I've really been wanting to get my hands on. This is one, and King's Dilemma is the other one. King's Dilemma, I heard from somewhere, and by no means take this as absolute truth, but I swear I heard from somewhere that the next printing of King's Dilemma won't be until October, I think it is, so it's still quite a long way off. But hey, I've got Core Space now to keep me entertained in the meantime until I can get my hands on that one. So let's have a look in here. So Core Space is a miniatures game, but it's a bit board gamey. It's also a little bit RPG-ish from what I hear. Again, for more thoughts on that, I did kind of like cover it a little bit in a podcast recently. So what do we have? First of all, you have a neoprene mat. How many games will give you something like that in your starter box? This isn't a paper mat, which I've seen things like that before, but this is really, really good quality. Like, for what you're paying, that is insane that you get something like that in a box for a miniatures game. What else do we have in here? I'm not quite sure what these are. They just look like they might be separators in the box for some reason. Oh no, I'll keep hold of them just in case they're important. Let's see what else we have here. From the side, it looks like we've got lots of plastic bits and gubbins here. So let's remove this tape and see what exactly we have. So, we have got some trackers by the looks of things. So here we are. I don't know what they're trackers for, but I mean, this is solid component quality. Really, really cool stuff. I think these are the player boards, I think. They kind of like, from what I remember seeing, God, you actually get, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've got enough to have 2 crews of 4 in this game already. I think these like are equipment slots and things like that, and character abilities and little bits you can put in there. I think there are like classes that you can put in those. What are these? You've got spare bags! Yay! Every single episode I get to cheer about what bags I'm getting. You remember the boards where you've got these little bits here? You've got pegs to be able to put in there in 4 different colours. So if I pop this out here, I believe these little pegs here, with a little indented end there, I believe they just pop into these boards here, and you've got little markers to be able to keep track of everything. Honestly, the components in this game are amazing. I fell in love with this game when I saw people playing it online and stuff, but I'm so glad I finally got a copy. Of course, if you know me, you know I love custom dice, and you have custom dice here. These ones are actually engraved as well, so they're not going to fade quite as easily. Very, very happy with that. Then you have a nice little baggie again. Not quite as nice as the Duelosaur Island one, but even still, hey, you cannot complain too much here, really, with what you're getting in here. and then you have some cards there. I'll open those in a second. And it looks like you've got more pegs. I think these are actually for something really exciting that I'll get to later. I'll put those to one side for now. And then it looks like you've got these round player bases here. So if you can't tell already, this is a miniatures game, and you've got these little rubbery ones. Sometimes you get ones and they're quite stiff and sometimes feel like you're going to snap the model. These are quite flexible. It'll be interesting to see how well they actually stay on the models. So you've got those in blue, in green, blue and green. So you've obviously got two teams in there. How about we open up these cards and see what we've got inside here? God, these are the ones where... Oh, I've managed to... I'm in! Okay, looks like these ones are just kind of like player age, purge activity, yeah. And then you've got some events. So I think there's kind of like a threat level that goes up, and then these ones here, it tells you what happens in what area. So if you're in the relax thing, you go to watch your back. If you're in cover me, you look at purge. So these are little events that happen over the course of the game and that can hinder, or, well, I think they usually hinder you. I think they can help you as well sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky. But anyway, that's the event cards. In here, I believe this is where we are going to find the miniatures. Oh. There we go. So you've got your enemies, which are the purge here. These kind of cool dudes here. They're all in different colours, and to be honest, the quality is not bad. If you know a little bit of history about this game, this is made by Battle Systems. If that name sounds familiar, it's because they make scenery, and this is their first try into kind of like more miniatures games and things like that. So you've got those, you've got these guys as well. So you've got three different colours. You've got the yellow, you've got the blue, and you have the grey. I'm guessing the grey are your characters. I think blue might be civilian characters, and the beige are the purge enemies. So yeah, they're very, very cool. I'm trying to skip through this quickly because there's so much to it, and I don't want this video to go on too long. Yep, wow, this rulebook, that's hefty. I believe there is a deluxe rulebook that's, I mean, there's so much to learn. One of the things about this game is I was told that the rules are a little hard to learn. I mean, this is a big old book here. 105 pages. I think there's a deluxe version of this rulebook that's actually really worth getting, even if you've already got this version of it. I've heard it's got some really nice things like some campaign bits and things like that in there. Then it looks like you've got this, which I believe is not just going to be tokens. Bear with me just a minute while I try and tear this apart, because remember how I mentioned that Battle Systems were a scenery company before? Well, let me show you a thing. So you've got some tokens here. These are your player boards and things like that to actually slide into the plastic bits I showed you before. There we go. I'll give you a bit of a closer look there. But you also have scenery. So you have little bits to actually build, and then you have these walls. So the way Battle Systems work is you have these cardboard pieces, and then you have these clips that actually allow you to clip the pieces together and actually form walls and build walls. It's a really cool concept, and it's not just walls. Like I said, there's other little bits of scenery in here as well. I'm not going to pop too much of this at the moment because there's so much to it, but honestly, what you get in here is so very, very generous. That is Core Space by Battle Systems. Honestly, I cannot wait to get this one to the table. It's one of the things I'm most excited about. Lastly, on this episode, we are looking into the Core Space Galactic Corpse expansion. So I know I've been flying through this quite quickly, but there's just, between these two boxes, there's been so much I probably actually should have done a whole episode on its own. But unfortunately, with things as they are, I'm really not sure even how many more unboxing videos I'm going to be able to do, simply because I don't know what's going to be happening with the postal service. I don't know whether we're still going to be receiving these games. We're certainly not going to be able to play many games anytime soon. So, you know, I don't know when the last one of these is going to come. So anyway, Lastly, we have Core Space Galactic Corpse to look at here. So let's have a look in here and see. We have more of these player boards, and we have more pieces. Believe it or not, there is even more scenery in here. It's only 2 bits, so you can kind of see everything that you're getting in here. They're like, it's so generous, these things. This one is only about £30 and you're getting more scenery and more figures. You've got a little bit of background on the Galactic Corpse here. Again, the artwork in these things and the layout is so wonderful. I really just can't wait to get into the lore of this as well and creating some stories for myself. Here we go. It's even got little guides as to the scenery you actually get, so you get this kind of cool pad there, and then a couple of crates and other gubbins. What else do we have in here? Well, we have yet another custom dice. I'm guessing this is relating to the Galactic Corpse in some way. But yeah, we have that. We have some more cards. This actually is going to be a whole lot quicker than I thought it would be. So here we are. We have some more event cards to add to the previous deck that we had before, so you'll already be familiar with the way these look. So then this is what you probably really want to have a look at, and that is the miniatures. So we have a couple of these kind of like security dudes. I'll probably go through these a bit more than the other one, but yeah, so they're all different models, which is kind of cool. So there we go, the second one there, he's, or she, because characters in this game are women too. God, that's so awful, so bad. Please heckle me for that, because that was absolutely terrible. There we go. And one more just there. So the sculpts are actually very, very cool. Really like those. They're probably not up to things like Games Workshop standards and things like that, but they're still really, really good. And for a first try at this, they've done really, really well. Superbly well. Right, I want to say that guy till last because he is super cool. Okay, some more bits here. It looks like this guy is the man in charge, by the looks of it. There we go. And I think these guys kind of act a bit like civilians. You can get them on your side to help fight, by the looks of it, because I would assume that because they're blue, they're kind of like that. One more there. There we go. And lastly, this guy just here. He is a beefcake. There we go. Really nice, really like that. Okay, that's it for this Core Space edition of our unboxings. Thank you very much for joining us. If you would like to see more of these, you can find everything that we do in one place at everybodydice.com, where you can find game reviews, you can find our podcast, all our stuff in one place, written reviews as well. If you would like to follow us on social medias, you can find us on Instagram at everybodydice and on Twitter at everybodydice. If you would like to follow us on Patreon, we do a Patreon backer video review every single month. You can choose the game. We give you a list of several games and you get to choose from as little as $1 a month by visiting patreon.com/everybodydice. Apart from that, this one's gone on quite long, but we have more videos. If you do want to see more, they're going to be floating around here somewhere. But thank you very much for joining us on this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and we'll join you next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.